I'd like to go ahead and call to order our Brawley City Council, successor agency to the Brawley Community Redevelopment Agency, Public Financing Agency, Public Improvement Corporation, special meeting agenda today, Tuesday, December 8th, 2020 at 6 p.m., being held in our City Council chambers at 383 Main Street here in Brawley, California. Will we have roll call, Alma?
Mayor Catherine Martin,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem
Here.
Councilmember Coucher,
Here.
Councilmember Nava,
Here.
Councilmember Ward.
Here.
Okay, and we move on to our invocation. Will our Mayor Pro Tem please do us the honors of the invocation?
Absolutely. Bow with me and pray. Almighty God and our gracious Heavenly Father, tonight we are grateful to you for your many blessings that you pour out on us each day. We are thankful for the responsibility and the opportunity that you give us to serve our community, to lead our community. Lord, we ask that you would continue to give us wisdom and guidance as we make decisions that impact our community for the future. Lord, I ask that you would, as we move forward into this new year, that you would just cover us with a spirit of unity as a council, that we would work together to bring about the right kind of change that we need in our city. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity. We know it is a big responsibility, but we also know that you raise up leaders and that you take down leaders, and that you have put each one of us into this position for such a time as this. And in the midst of all this uncertainty, I ask that you would just give us wisdom, that you would give us strength to make the right decisions and courage. I thank you for each one of my fellow council members who have taken on this responsibility, who have sacrificed, who have put themselves out there so that the community can have someone to answer questions, to make the tough decisions. I ask that you would guide us, that you would keep our town safe, that you would stop this virus in its tracks, that we would be able to recover economically and physically quickly. I thank you again for this opportunity to serve, and I ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Councilman Couchman, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you both.
You're welcome. It's the last time I'll do that as Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay. Moving on to approval of the agenda.
George, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Luke?
Motion by George, second by Luke. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Or abstentions? Okay, the motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 2, public appearances or comments. This is the time for the public to address the council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city council. Do we have any public comments? Alma, did we receive any? Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and move on then. Moving right along to special business. Item 3A, adopt resolution number 2020, resolution of the City Council of the City of Brawley, California, reciting the facts of the general municipal election held on November 3rd, 2020, declaring the results and such other matters as provided by law. And the backup is on pages 4 through 7.
Make a motion to approve the item.
Second.
Okay, motion by George, second by Sam. All those in favor?
Aye.
The motion is passed. It's unanimous. Congratulations. The resolution is on the election of the members of City Council as follows: George Nava, Ramon Castro, and Donald L. Wharton. Congratulations. Oh, and Alma Benavides as our city clerk. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we're moving right along. This meeting is a special meeting, so there's only a couple items that we are doing today. So I wanted to go ahead on the agenda for item 3B. We have the outgoing mayor comments. So that is myself. And according to the regulations, can you hear me okay? Okay, according to the latest regulations, we're required to keep our masks on and keep the distance also. So I'll go ahead and try to conduct the meeting with the mask on. I think that's the proper protocol at this time. So, okay, I'd like to go ahead and share my thoughts on my term as both on the council and as mayor this past year. It's been an honor for me to have served on the city council for the past 5 years and as your mayor for the past year. This year, 2020, my year as the mayor has been a year like no other. I think I'll remember this year. I mean, obviously, all of us will remember this year, but I definitely will remember this year as being the mayor during the year of the pandemic of 2020. So when I started as mayor a year ago, when I was elected as mayor by my fellow council, I was really looking forward and excited to pursue new projects and our continued work on the current projects that were already in the pipeline. I was excited also about planning the State of the City address, where we were to share all our accomplishments and exciting plans for 2020, which is customary, something that we do every year. As we all know, at the beginning of March, we were suddenly faced with the pandemic of the COVID-19, which at the time, none of us would have expected it would impact all of our lives to such a degree and for such an extended period of time that we're still going through right now. This pandemic has affected all of our lives, and we have all had to make sacrifices. So as city leaders, we had to quickly adapt and make many changes to ensure the health and safety of all of our citizens. Almost immediately, we had to cancel all special events. We had to find a new way to conduct business and not hold in-person meetings. It's been a very challenging time for all of us. I know we use the word challenge very often when we're having to address all the issues that come with city business, such as working within budget, addressing community issues that are raised either personally to us or at our meetings. But this year, we had to do all of this. We still had to continue to take care of city business, but in addition, we had to ensure that everyone in our community was kept informed and was provided with all the necessary equipment to keep everyone safe and healthy. I do appreciate all the help and assistance I received from our city management and from my fellow council members during this period. I think that at the beginning of this, when I first found out about it, I was somewhat in disbelief. I was going to use the word shock, but I guess shock wasn't, but disbelief in that it was actually happening to us. But we had to figure out how to run a city with this major issues affecting all our citizens. And we didn't do it alone. We had the help from our governor's office, from the county board of supervisors, and from county public health, and our local health providers. They all have given us so much information and guidance to help us get through this. And I have to say that I probably spent, this year, I must have spent at least 50% of my time, if not more, on the telephone or in meetings with the public health officials, just trying to daily find out and get updates on what was happening and what we needed to do. I want to acknowledge our police department and our fire department. Our fire department played a very special role, our fire chief, as the Emergency Local Operations Center representative, keeping us updated on and responding to all of the issues and when people called regarding COVID issues. Unfortunately, they're not here today. Because of the pandemic and new restrictions, we had to limit the number of people that were here, so even our department heads are missing today. So hopefully they're listening and know how much we appreciate all their work. Since I'm not only leaving the mayorship position, I'm also leaving my 5-year council position. I wanted to share that these last 5 years have been a very rewarding experience for me. I had the opportunity to meet and work with many, many business leaders in our community. I had the opportunity to meet many people in different organizations that do the same type of work that we do and basically are there for the community members. In addition, I built an excellent relationship with many staff and also with my co-counsel. I want to thank all of you for being there when I needed your expertise. I think all of you know that you all bring something different to this team, and without each other, we wouldn't be able to accomplish the things that we've accomplished. I kind of wanted to say a little bit about each one of you, and I thought, okay, what's the first thing that comes to mind? And so I'm going to do that because, like I said, I think all of you do bring something special, and I did reach out to every single one of you at one time or another, without violating the Brown Act, I have to say. So I want to thank George Nava. He's always probably the most energetic and creative council member that I know. He keeps us on our toes, and he always has humor, which helps, because a lot of times we get too serious about addressing issues and conflicts and how to take care of different things, and George will be the one that'll throw out a joke for us and kind of lighten us up. So George, I appreciate that, and I do appreciate all your talent also as far as your technology. And you know, if it wasn't for some of you younger techies, I don't know what some of us would have done. I want to thank Donnie Wharton Donnie, I just feel that you are such a professional in everything that you do in your personal business and when you're here in meetings and when you do other events. And you're a natural public speaker, I think, and so you're somebody that I think a lot of people probably look up to for that reason and respect. And you always have sound advice. I always feel like you're a person that I can talk to about any particular issue. So thank you for that. Thank you for being there for me. I want to thank Sam also. Sam, I've known Sam for more years than any of the others, I think.
Yes,
we work
many.
together very well in both in different professions. Sam brings a lot of wisdom and a lot of experience, and he knows a lot of the history of our city. And he's also a person that I can talk to very easily, feel very comfortable talking to Sam. So thank you, Sam, for that.
Thank you.
I want to thank our newest council member, Luke Hamby. Luke is also, he's got excellent communication skills. He's got a calm demeanor. He's got a positive outlook. And he just has a way of putting everybody at ease and making everyone feel comfortable. And also was there whenever I had a question or wanted to get his feedback on a particular issue, always available. So I also want to recognize the tireless work of our past city manager. She's no longer here, Rosanna Bayonne-Moore, but she was here during most of my time on the city council, and she was a very supportive person. She responded to any questions that we had, and very professional, and she's made this city a lot of where it is today. And I also want to acknowledge our new city manager, Tyler Salcido. He's landed on the job running, and he's had a lot of things that he's had to take care of, and we feel very lucky. I think all the council feels very lucky to have Tyler on board with us, and I know he'll have a long, successful career with the city of Brawley. I want to thank all the staff. I think, like I said, the department heads are not able to be here, but all the department heads do a great job for the city, all the staff, our city clerk, and our city attorney, who is not here today. I'm surprised, but Anyway, I definitely want to acknowledge all of the city staff for their professionalism and for doing all the work that they do for us. I also want to thank my family and my friends. They couldn't be here today. A lot of them said, oh, they would be here because they helped me get into office, and they were here when I became mayor. And unfortunately, today we couldn't have him here, but I do have my husband here, and I think everyone knows him. Julio, you might want to raise your hand. And I did bring my oldest daughter is here. She's sitting over there in the back. She drove straight from work, but she's made it. And I have a good friend, Robert Mentalea, who helped us from the very beginning when I decided to run for office. So he's always been there for us too, for me. So this year, this particular year, even though we did have a lot of sacrifices, we didn't have our annual flagship cattle call events, which were missed tremendously. I mean, our city is known for that. So when we didn't have our cattle call events, that really meant a lot. But we did have some success. I have to say that even though this pandemic has hit us hard, we managed to still continue doing business as we had to do. We managed to complete the projects that were in the pipeline, and we started new projects. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I did want to mention a few. We participated in a successful Census 2020 campaign, and I think we were all very happy with the result of the people that participated. It'll be good for our county, for our state, and for our city. And we've seen a few projects, numerous projects completed. We just announced that there's going to be a new Dmv office. We just had that last week announcement. So that's something that we are looking forward to. It should be opening in about summertime. And then we are continuing with the resurfacing of Legion Road. Phase 1 and 2 have been completed. Phase 3 will be starting any day. And a lot of people have been looking forward to that also. Another one of the goals that I had when I first took office was in looking at Wildcat Road and hoping that that extension would happen. And I was hoping that it would happen before my term was up, but it has started. It hasn't been completed, but it has started, so I'm really happy about that. The undergrounding of the Best Canal and the extension of Wildcat Road from there all the way to Dogwood Road, which is going to be a big improvement and a big service for all the community, especially all the people that live in that area, and those shopping and those that want to cut across instead of going all the way around Malin Road. We've had success in new housing developments, and we've had success in new business developments also. A couple of the new business developments that I do want to mention are the A&S Health Medical Services building. It's that real big building that's right on Highway 86 across the street from another new facility, which is the Imperial Federal Credit Union. Those two are brand new facilities that came to fruition this year, and we're very proud of those two. And another one that I can't ignore because we used to pass by it all the time is the Brawley Mobile Home Park. That got cleaned up, and there is new development planned for that site. But I think that just getting rid of that eyesore meant a lot to a lot of the people in our community. Like I said, I think there's a lot more, but I'm not going to mention all of them. I think those are the ones that stood out for me, so I wanted to make sure that I mentioned those. In addition, our council has been working on backfilling some personnel positions, like I mentioned, on Tyler Salcido. And so there's some excitement that's coming for the city of Brawley with the new council and the hiring of new positions. And I think that that's going to make our city brighter, and hopefully we will see a lot more successes and things happening with different projects in our city. And I won't steal the thunder on who's going to be hired. I'll let you guys do that next week or in a couple of weeks. So one of the things that I did ask myself after looking at what's happened this past year is, could I or could we have done more, dealing with this situation that we've been in? And I thought, well, possibly, we probably could have done more, but, the thing that sticks in my mind is that we had to be very careful about what we did, because our main priority is to keep our community safe and healthy. So keeping that in mind, I think that we did as much as anyone could have done in keeping our city running and working on within budget and completing those projects that were already started. One thing that I can say, speaking for myself and probably most of us, is that I think we all got more proficient in technology, because I had never had so many Zoom meetings in my life. I think if before that pandemic came, I think maybe I had participated in a couple of Zoom meetings, and now if I try to count them, it's probably close to 100 meetings on Zoom. So I can say I'm an expert on Zoom meetings now. I wanted to keep this as positive as possible, but I do have to, I do want to share that my empathy and condolences do go out to those that have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, that have lost their loved ones and are going through that right now. So I want to take this opportunity just thank everyone again for giving me this opportunity. I have to say that I will miss it. I will miss being out in the community, attending all the events, taking care of issues, working with our team. But I do intend to stay engaged in one way or another, serving our city, continuing to serve our city. And I can assure you that when I came on the council, I promised to do my utmost best to serve the city of Brawley. And I think I did that. I did it to the very best of my ability. So in closing, I just want to congratulate my fellow council members that got reelected, George and Donnie. And I want to congratulate our new council member, Ramon Castro, who will be taking the oath in a few minutes. And I want to wish success to all the council, especially our Mayor Pro Tem, who is still a Mayor Pro Tem right now, Luke Hamby, and our other council member, Sam Couchman. And thank you all very much. I appreciate, like I said, I really appreciate the opportunity that I've been given these past few years. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, we do have some tokens of appreciation and recognition before you move on to the next item.
Okay.
I think Alma went out to give them. It almost sounded like you weren't going to relinquish the seat, though, right then.
I was debating.
You were
She's not gonna
Do you want me to leave already? Or?
You were debating.
I just, after a year, you get very comfortable.
Yes, yes, you do.
Do you want me to switch places with you now?
No.
Oh.
Just if you want to stand, we've got,
Oh, okay.
we've got a few certificates of recognition. One from Assemblyman Eduardo Garcia's office. Certificate of recognition presented to Norma Kastner-Howdegi in honor of your outstanding service as mayor for the city of Brawley. So that's from Eduardo Garcia's office.
Thank you very much. I need to take a picture with that.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then another certificate of recognition from Senator Benueso's office. Same thing, in recognition of your outstanding leadership as mayor.
Okay.
Look at the camera. Smile.
Thank you, Senator Wesson.
Smile.
And thank you, Assemblymember Garcia. I know they couldn't be here in person. That's unfortunate, but it's okay. I'm still happy and proud. I'm still happy and proud.
That's right. And then this one is from Congressman Juan Vargas's office on behalf of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Everybody look.
Okay. He's not shy.
And that's a duplicate of this.
Okay.
And then from the city,
Yeah,
Yes, nice. I can
You
continue
get
to
to-
be mayor at
yeah.
home.
You get to keep your gavel.
Oh, how nice.
You can watch our meetings online and pound it.
Yes.
There you go.
Desk.
Use the hammer on
Be
Julio.
careful, Julio.
Be careful, Julio. It's got a hammer now.
Yeah. Right?
This is
Hey.
Got a
beautiful.
gavel.
I know, right?
Thank you, guys.
Wake up,
Thank you.
wake up, Julio.
Wake
Huh?
up.
I will continue being mayor at home.
There.
And
Yeah,
then
there you go.
a scrapbook
That's nice.
from the city of Brawley. And then
Oh,
We're not done.
not to-
got it? All right. All right, we're not done yet. Ooh, boy.
Thank you so
Flowers.
much. Thank you.
the roses represent the men on the council. The thorns are for Norma. No.
Don't expect roses.
She's
Lou.
the rose between thorns.
Yeah, there you
I've been told that before. Can we kind of get a little closer for one
Sure.
picture?
Okay. Don't expect roses from me.
Yeah.
Let's see, at least, are they in the way or are they okay?
Oh, we got this?
Everybody smile.
Yeah.
All right.
I can tell when Sam smiles because his glasses fog up.
You're right, that's true.
Congratulations and thank you. Thank you for your service.
I wish I could give you guys a hug.
Later,
We'll come by.
after the vaccine.
I need to go down there, right?
She's going to do the swearing in.
Okay, then I'll figure it out. Okay.
Okay, just stay for right now.
I'll
Okay,
figure it out then.
okay.
If we could before, I know we're minutes away, but Madam Mayor, if I, just to
Yes.
share outgoing comments, and certainly I'm sure I'll echo, but just you served with tremendous composure and compassion during a difficult time, as you already mentioned, and I just want to state for the public, it's been a pleasure to share a seat next to you for the last several years. Kind of becomes its own family here. Lord knows with the many issues from some cases, sometimes not so difficult, all the way to the most challenging that you shared. So I just want you to know, certainly from the bottom of my heart, enjoyed all the minutes, even the difficult times that we all served together, and you did it with dignity and grace. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Don. Appreciate that.
If I could also just share some comments, Norma. I do certainly appreciate serving on council with you. You've done a tremendous job. As Donnie's mentioned, this year, and you've mentioned, this year was challenging for you as mayor and for us as council with all the things that we had to deal with and just the different way we had to run the city. But I do want to commend you for the job that you did, not just this year, but the work that we've done together for the past 5 years. And so I certainly appreciate you. I know you've made your family proud, the residents proud of the work that you've done, and I commend you for a job well done, and I congratulate you on the fact that you did do a very good job as mayor during really one of the worst times in modern history, really, right? And so you've done a great job, and I commend you for that, and I thank you for your service to this community. Thank you again, Norma.
Thank
I
you, George.
appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
And if I may, I'd just like to say that Norma and I have worked together for at least 30 years, maybe 40, and I've known Julio and Norma
Don't give
since
away
high
my
school.
age.
You
I know.
haven't changed.
I'm young.
Don't give away my age.
But we've worked together for many, many years at the county and here. It's been a pleasure being here, working with Norma on the council, and she's done a fine job as the mayor. I knew she would. I knew it would work, and she's done it at a very trying time. I mean, it has not been a pleasant time, but we've kept it as going as well as I think we could have at the council. And part of that is because you as the mayor have been leading us through this year. And I think that's an important part of doing the job and being the mayor here in Brawley. We're all proud of Brawley. We're all pretty much residents of Brawley and have been for years and years. And we do appreciate your service here and your time as the mayor. And I certainly am appreciative on a personal level of our working together here within the last few years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam.
Yes, I've appreciated working next to you, Norma, and I appreciate your engagement with the community. I've watched you, take copious notes as people call you and message you, and you get back to them. And I appreciate your composure and your professionalism. And it's been an honor serving next to you these last 3 years.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I do have to say, just again, that I am going to miss you guys, so maybe once the pandemic is over, we can have a little reunion. And
We can do that.
You are
Reminisce.
sure. Absolutely.
And thank you again. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, guess we're going to move forward with the oath.
Swearing in.
Mhm.
How do you want to do this?
I think Lorena
Lorena will swear her in.
will do the honors.
Just right there in the center, if you want.
In the
Right
middle?
there in the
Right there in
center.
the center if you'd like. Yeah, there you go. Better. Please.
Without any mental inclination, without any mental restraint, for purpose of evasion, or purpose of evasion, and that I will well, and that I will well, and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to
Okay. So,
We're next. Are we all going to do them together?
Yeah.
All together?
Individually.
However you guys want to do it.
Okay, yeah. Come on up.
I guess so.
I, George Nava,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of California
of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution
to the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
and that I
well and faithfully
will and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon
upon
which
which
I am about to enter.
I am about to enter.
congratulations.
Let's see. Okay. You have to sign off. You what? You gonna move over? Do I move or do I just stay here?
Yeah. Once you move over,
I
Sam.
move over. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's your? Does he need help? He's gonna come help you.
Good luck, guys.
All right, thank
Talk
you.
later, okay?
Thank you, we'll see you.
Thank you.
We'll see you, I'm sure.
Okay.
You'll be around.
Okay.
Give that to Mom, would you? Give that to Mom.
Norma,
Yes.
Where do I go? What's that? Where do I go? There?
Where do I? There you go.
Musical chairs.
Yeah. And then when we go back to normal, then it'll try
Probably shuffle around. Thank you. There you go.
Okay, you ready?
We are ready,
Okay,
Mr. Mayor.
We're going to move forward with the reorganization of officers. This is item 3E. Number 1 will be the election of mayor chairperson for the city council, successor agency to Brawley Community Redevelopment Agency, and the Public Financing Agency, and Public Improvement Corporation. We need a...
Councilmember Hamby, I will make the motion for the reorganization of officers. I make the motion or the nomination of mayor to be Mr. Luke Hamby and Mayor Pro Tem to be Mr. Sam Couchman.
I will second that motion.
All right, we have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? All right, the motion carries.
Your name was already on the mayor
Yeah.
plate,
Right,
so
right.
I figured I might as well make
Yeah.
it official for you.
There you go.
Like it was
Perfect.
rigged, maybe.
Right?
Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Sam, for being Mayor Pro
Thank you very
Tem.
much. Congratulations to you also.
Okay, now we'll move on to item 3F, incoming mayor comments, and that'll be me. I just want to say good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming or for tuning in to our live stream on Facebook tonight. And thank you again to Mayor Kastner-Howdigi for your years of service on the council. And I pray God's blessing over you and your family as you turn the page to this new chapter in your life. 5 years ago, when my wife Elizabeth and I moved from Westmoreland to Brawley, to the big city, we did so because of all the towns in Imperial Valley, this was the place we most wanted to be, that we knew we'd feel like home. It had its flaws and shortcomings, of course, as we all do and as all the cities do. Its parks were a little rough coming out of a drought condition. Its streets had their fair share of cracks and potholes. And our water bill was 2 to 3 times as much as we'd been paying in Westmoreland. But there were many features that tipped the scales in the other direction. We have more parks per square mile than anywhere else in the county. Trees and grass are practically everywhere you look. And that contributes to the quality of life that we have here in Brawley. And most importantly, our greatest treasure, the people who live in the neighborhoods that make up the communities that fill our city to bursting with community pride, fellowship, and neighborliness. You'll hear me whining and complaining every bit as much as the next guy in August and September, and wondering why I still live here. But 2020, as much as I've loathed it, has given me an opportunity almost daily, even through the summer, to thank God Almighty that I live here instead of almost anywhere else in the state. We got to know our neighbors better than we ever did before. We participated in or were on the receiving end of countless drive-by birthday parades. Rather than barricade ourselves in and wait for this awful crisis to pass, our community has reached out to the lonely and those without resources to provide a helping hand and fellowship. Rather than riot and burn down businesses, those with a reason to protest over this past year have truly kept their protests civil and peaceful. If I've ever taken for granted the privilege of living here in Imperial Valley, in Brawley, I publicly apologize for that tonight. 5 years ago, when we moved here, if you had suggested I would be giving remarks 5 years later as the incoming mayor of Brawley, I would have laughed hysterically. Politics were the furthest thing from my mind at the time, although my wife had faithfully put down my name as a write-in candidate on every ballot for city council in Westmoreland for every election cycle for nearly 15 years. My focus was on my home, my family, my business, my faith, and my friends. I had no desire to jeopardize any of those compartments by either adding another very big iron to the fire or having to make a decision as a politician that would be harmful or at least unhelpful to any of my friends and to anyone I cared about. But I had an epiphany in the summer of 2017, right around the time I turned 40. The very type of person that we as citizens long to see in positions of leadership is just like this. Someone who knows what it means to worry about providing for and protecting their family, who has signed the front of the check and not just the back, who has spent many years building a good professional reputation in the community, someone who's known to be principled and of character and high integrity, a person of faith and morals, a friend to not only individuals within the community, but of the community in general. Unfortunately, this is also the kind of person who doesn't want to get mixed up in politics, who doesn't want to take their focus off the people and things that are most important to them, and make the additional sacrifice to become a public servant. And so all too often we're stuck with the choice of the lesser of two evils when it comes to voting day, or voting against the candidate we don't like, even though the candidate we're voting in is just as bad. Then we complain about the way our city and county and state and country are being governed. What you see up here behind the dais almost every other Tuesday night are 5 individuals, each of us with our own flaws and shortcomings, but also with our own strengths and areas of expertise. We each sacrifice our time, talent, and treasure to work together to guide our city in the way we see fit. I promise you it doesn't pay what most of the haters think it does. But tonight, I want to urge everyone within the sound of my voice to do something. I know there are many of you who volunteer in some way to better your neighborhood or your community, but I would venture a guess that there are far many more who are wrapped up in their own lives and their own circle of family and friends to put themselves out there in a way that will have a lasting impact on the larger community. So again, I urge you, volunteer, clean a neighbor's gutter, paint over some graffiti, go grocery shopping for an at-risk neighbor, foster a child, run for public office. That is, if you're a person of integrity. Lord knows we have enough crooked politicians throughout the country already. As I step down from my soapbox, I want to take an opportunity to express my gratitude to several individuals without whom I would not be where I am tonight. First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. If I contain any of those qualities I mentioned earlier, it's only due to the grace of God. I want to thank my parents, Joel and Linda Hamby, for doing the best they could to raise my siblings and me to be hardworking, productive citizens and leaders. With 8 kids of their own and a constant stream of kids coming through their home who weren't theirs biologically, but who they welcomed as part of the family and continue to do so to this day, there was never a lack of teachable moments occurring in our house. To my wife and my sons, I want to say thank you for your support, for believing that I'm working to try to bring about a better future, not just for the citizens of Brawley, but for you as well. Thank you for understanding and for your patience and sacrifice, and for understanding that that bike ride or playing in the backyard or that date night will have to wait for a night that we don't have a meeting. I'd like to thank my fellow council members for your patience with me as I learned the ropes of public service, and for entrusting me with the role of mayor for the next 365 days. My prayers are with each of you as we focus on the task at hand of guiding our city through not only the regular business that would normally be expected of us, but also the significant transitions in leadership throughout our agency, all with the backdrop of a pandemic whose cost in lives, mental health, economy, and education cannot be grasped at this time. Thank you to the employees of the City of Brawley, from maintenance workers to department heads and city manager. Throughout this difficult year, and as expectations and needs have increased, you have risen to the occasion. To our firefighters and police, I cannot thank you enough for the danger you put yourselves in every day you put on your uniform. You lay down your lives daily for all of us in these unprecedented times, and thank you will never be enough. And lastly, to all the citizens of Brawley who have entrusted the 5 of us to lead your town, thank you for your trust, for your watchful eye and listening ear. You hold us accountable for our words and actions. You remind us what the important issues are within our communities. And when we stop representing our community sufficiently, you vote in others who will. Thank you for your patience and your prayers. I'm not shy about asking for either of those. God bless you all, and God bless the City of Brawley. Thank you. Although not on the agenda, I would like to offer the floor to my Mayor Pro Tem, Sam Couchman.
Just a few brief comments. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. First off, I'd like to thank the council for putting their faith in me and electing me as Mayor Pro Tem. I certainly look forward with pleasure in assisting Mayor Luke Hamby with his year coming up as the Mayor Pro Tem, and we do need that assistance. I think we all thrive on that. We assist each other within this council, and I think that's the best part about being on the Brawley City Council. this will be my 12th, starting my 12th year on the council. And it's been a wild year. And I certainly know that we will need to do a lot of things in the coming year to make Brawley thrive and be successful here, both as council people, but as a city. And so, and looking forward to all that, I will say that I've lived here all my life. I love this city. Actually, I've learned to love being on the council. And I know we'll all, we all miss it when we leave it or when we have to leave the position. But I do love this city, and I will be here forever, I guess. And so I would like to thank my wife, Wanda. She's there in the audience, and she helps me through the whole process, and she's involved in the whole process. I think sometimes she thinks she's on the council. At least she hears a lot of stuff about the council. And so with that, I would like to congratulate everyone, the newly elected, the re-elected, Mr. Mayor. I look forward to the next year. And with that, I will end my comments. But thank you very much, and thank you to all the employees and all the citizens of Brawley. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Couchman. Moving on to item 3G, incoming council member comments. And we will begin with George Nava.
All right. Well, thank you and congratulations, Mayor Hamby and Mayor Pro Tem Couchman on your position for this next year. It's going to be an exciting year, I think, for all of us. But I would like to thank the public very much for their support on this past election. It's been a pleasure serving the residents and the community of Brawley for the past 13 years, and I look forward to this term. I'm really excited. I've had the opportunity and the privilege to serve with various people on council, right? And so it's been exciting times. There's times where we're high, there's times where we're low, and there's times where there's a lot of unity and a lot of division, and I've seen it all. And so I can tell you this wholeheartedly. It takes all 5 of us to work together to be successful. And it's going to take staff and everybody else. But it takes one person to divide an entire group, and I've seen it happen. And I'm really excited about this group. I really think that we're going to make a lot of headway, and we're in the process now of really transformational change for our community, for our city, and I'm excited about it. It's things that I've advocated for many years, and things that many of you have advocated for many years, and we're finally putting that together, and I'm excited about the future and about this coming year. I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, but at some point that ends, right? At some point that ends. And I'll tell you, we're well equipped. We're building up a really strong leadership team. We have great council members here. We're all different. Some of us have more hair than others, but we're all we all have pretty good heads on our shoulders, and we have our own ideas and our backgrounds, and we bring that strength and those ideas forward to this group, right? So I'm excited about it. I do want to thank again my family. My wife stepped out with my daughter Abigail for a second, but I do want to thank my family for their unconditional support. My son George, my parents, my brothers and sisters, just a very united and very supportive family, always have been, and my fellow council members. Mm-hmm. I know even though Councilmember Castro is very new to the position, I've known him for several years, and I've worked alongside him on different things, and we've shared some experiences together, and so I'm excited about the change in our community. I know it's going to be tough, but I'll tell you what, I'll do everything that I can to make sure that I offer all I can for this community, for this council, for my fellow council members. I want Mayor Hamby and Mayor Pro Tem Couchman to have a great year, and I'm here to support you in every which way that I can. So again, thank you all very much. Thank the public very much. For everybody watching on Facebook, thank you all very much for your support, and everyone who supports this city. It's a wonderful city. I know there's a lot of criticism, but love your city, enjoy your city, and help it prosper. So thank you.
All right. Thank you. Do we want to go individually and congratulate our fellow council member, or do you guys want to do your incoming comments first?
We're good. I don't need congratulations.
Sure.
My head's already big.
As written.
Okay, we'll go on to our new council member, Ramon Castro's incoming comments.
All right, how exciting, guys. I'm a little beyond myself right now. Super excited to be here. Been looking forward for many years to this. I think we've all been political opponents at one time, right? I ran against all of you guys. I was super excited. First off, I want to thank outgoing Mayor Norma Kastner-Jauregui. She's gone now, but obviously, she had retired and then decided to then serve again here on the city council, and we know it's not an easy task, so I want to thank her, and she's probably watching on Facebook now, hopefully. Thank you, Norma. Thank you for everything you did for our community. I also want to congratulate George and Donnie, council members, Nava and Warren. For all, like you said, there's a lot of criticism, right? But I think that what the votes that came in and all the votes that you guys got speak very highly of the job that you've done over the years, and what a tremendous job you have done. Obviously not everything is at the forefront, and as my criticism of, right, George, is that you guys haven't done enough to promote all the good things that you've done over the years. So I thank you guys for your service, and I appreciate the guidance and everything you've given me over the past few months. And also, congratulations to our new mayor and our mayor pro tem. I wish you nothing but the best and success, and I know that you're going to get us through this difficult time, and count on me. 100% support. Whatever you need from me, whatever it is, you just tell me, I'm ready to go. Earlier this year, I had posted that I wasn't going to run, and obviously everyone here knows, and everyone in Tell's knows that I've lost a few times, and I wasn't sure, not because of me, but because of putting my family and everyone that supports our efforts, putting them through this again, and if we didn't win, I felt more for them than I felt for myself. But interesting enough, this year, actually on my birthday, the day before the filing deadline, I came home and my wife had set up a drive-by birthday party. And one of my gifts was a list of all the folks who had, she had gone around the neighborhood and collected the nomination signatures. So I thought, wow, what else do I need? That was all I needed to say, to go for it. And so we filed that day, and the rest is history. So, I gotta thank my wife, Natalie Castros is here, and all my kids. You guys noticed I told you guys I would have a big crowd, and they couldn't miss this moment. It's special for our family. My daughters, Marisol and Maribel, are here. My son-in-law, Jared. My nephew, Giovanni, who is currently in the Army and visiting us from North Carolina. He's on active duty now. So thank you. And my son, Raymond, and my daughters, Caitlin and Cassandra. And then, of course, my good friend Raymond here. And where's Ernie? He had to go to bed already. Huh? He's an old man. So, and so it's very exciting just to see where we're at now. I look forward to this. I look forward to giving it all I got. Like I said, I'm a team player, and I want to be an asset. I don't want to come here and disturb anything. I want to come here and help. So, with that, I'm looking forward to working with staff, with our new city manager, Alma. She's known me for years, seen me come in and out, filing here. And I look forward to that. But most importantly, I want to thank the people of Brawley, the citizens, and the residents as well, for their trust in me and the votes that I received. We came close several times, and this time you said, all right, you keep insisting, we're going to give you a shot at this. And so I do appreciate that. We are in difficult times. I get it. I get it. I see it. I felt it personally. And I'll tell you this, I can't do this myself. The council can't do it on its own. It's going to require everyone in this city to step up and do their part. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you. And again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's an honor, a privilege, and I'm humbled to be here. And that's all I got. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations. All right. And on to Councilmember Donnie Wharton.
Mr. Mayor, thank you, and pretty hard to follow the entire council here, so great comments, and certainly I know where they come from, from everyone's dedication and everyone's heart. So I will start out with, first and foremost, just acknowledging and congratulating Ramon, as our Castro is our newest council member, but certainly an example of persistence beats resistance. And you know what? You can go a long ways with that. I think it's a great example for a lot of us, in particular, whether it's youth or anybody that maybe have been trying at something and understand that you live to fight another day. So congratulations, and I think I'm very proud of what you were able to do. Also with that, my fellow council member that was on the slate for re-election, George Nava, I think, it's hard to add to really your years of dedication and service, but I think once again on both of your behalves, the voters spoke, and I think there is a tremendous amount of confidence in this slate that was in a time like this where elections are very either hotly contested, and certainly we're not very welcoming to incumbents. So I thought it spoke loudly, and very excited about that. But a big congratulations, and I'm very proud of the fact that for both of you, the campaigns you ran, and George, certainly for your reelection. And then with that, congratulations, our new mayor and our new mayor pro tem. Our city's in good hands as we continue to stand next to you in the many decisions that we have before us. But I know you'll continue to serve in the way that you have as council members and as pro tems, and looking forward to that. And as hard as it is to be optimistic, folks, I really wanted to deliver a message of optimism based on the fact that one of the things that we can always invest in, and I think it's been echoed here by my fellow council members and certainly the mayor, is our human capital, our people, our citizens. And it really doesn't matter what end of town, north, south, east, and west, does not matter the background. The one thing that Brawley has been known for and will continue to be known for is that it's a community that is, in some cases outside of Brawley has been considered kind of a little bit of a cliquish community. I accept that with a great deal of pride, because I think that's another way of saying this is a very tight-knit community with a tremendous amount of community pride. And it's hard to look across the country right now and see that in very many communities. So with that, I extend a very heartfelt appreciation and thank you to, frankly, not just all the citizens of Brawley, but any family member, those past, present, that have been associated making this community the great community that it is. I certainly, in this re-election, thank all the supporters, voters, of course, that help us electeds remain in business and allow us the honor, to continue to serve. And I certainly would be remiss if I didn't mention my close-knit campaign team, which begins with my wife, and certainly my kids, my extended family, brothers and sisters in-laws, nieces, nephews, again, could not be here without their unconditional support, I think as mentioned before. With that said, I would also be remiss that we really wouldn't be here today if we didn't have the dedicated, hardworking staff. And it really begins right at the top with our city manager, city clerk, our department heads. Every department, you just don't have a city unless those remain in operation. And many of us citizens can't appreciate what these men and women are doing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So again, as always, heartfelt thank you for that dedication, including during difficult times. Tyler, tremendous work in a tough 90-plus days or whatever it's been. But we truly, I want to extend my appreciation for your service. Seems like it's been longer, but that just barely started. So, and all the families here, we don't have the big crowd that we would love to have and celebrate, but all of you out there watching this, again, appreciate you for tuning in and the support of this city. So, Mr. Mayor, I turn the floor back over to you, and look forward to having let's say, nowhere for us to go but up.
That's right. Thank you. Congratulations, Donnie.
Thank you.
Sam, do you want to say anything to everybody, or you good? I mean, to congratulate your fellow council members.
Oh, I always congratulate my fellow
I can see it in his eyes.
They're all great. They're all great.
Like, I see the hearts coming out like that.
Hey,
like,
it doesn't. It seems like I was only elected yesterday.
I know, right?
got
Well-
many years left.
I know Sam loves me.
That's right. He
Sam?
does love you.
Yes,
I
do.
forgot to mention my son-in-law who's standing there also, and a couple of new ones to the family. Jared, I'm sorry, son. I didn't mention he's right there. I'm sorry. I don't want to leave anybody out.
You did mention him. You did mention
I
him.
did?
He
Yes.
waved his
All right, I'm
hand.
just making
We
sure.
looked
I
at him.
even looked at him and
You
waved
see
at
the
him.
size of his
Like,
guns? I don't want him to choke me out after the
He will.
meeting.
Good. We're good.
All right. Well, I'll wrap it up by once again congratulating each of you and thanking you for sacrificing, for putting yourselves out there, and not only for running again, but for just the diligence that you put into this position. And it's not a lot of times it's a thankless job. Sometimes it's less than that. Sometimes people hate you for it. But
what we do.
you know, I do believe each one of us we're here for a reason, and I look forward to good things this year. As Donnie said, I do think that we are positioning ourselves through the selections that we're making for city leadership to come out of COVID ahead of where we went in, and I look forward to that progress and to those positive outcomes. So with that,
And we're just a couple of weeks away from that all happening.
yep,
So-
that's right. It
Yep.
will happen quickly.
Looks
Yep.
like it.
With that, we will adjourn our meeting, and our next regular meeting will be Tuesday, December 15th, 2020 at 6 p.m. on Zoom due to the ongoing lockdown. So
All right.
thank you all for coming. Thank you for tuning in, and everyone have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Congratulations.